10 scones in less than half an hour. I'm going to show you how to make them now. I need to make scones. I have a visitor coming in 20 minutes and I want fresh scones. This is how easy it is. So your butter and your flour go into your food processor. That's 80 and 250. So 250 of flour. Half teaspoon each of nutmeg and allspice. And let's blitz that together. Okay, 35 grams of sugar. And into that I'm going to put some sultanas because today I'm just making simple sultana scones. So I'm putting 100 grams of sultanas in there. That's it. I need a fork and then I need the wet ingredients. So I need 90 mils of milk, and I'm careful with this. You don't want this mix too wet. 2 eggs. If your eggs are very large, then you can use 80 mils of milk and add a little extra if needed at the end. And a decent teaspoon of vanilla extract. That's it. I'm using nothing else to flavour these. This has taken me 4.5 minutes. And I know I've done this before, but still you can do this too. That's it. So then we put wet into dry using the fork. And I'm going to put it all in because it should be okay. You can see, don't be afraid, just gather that dry mix, you see, there it is. Now remember, when I make these, I don't use a round cutter because a round cutter is messy. So I'm just putting a little bit of flour on the surface. I'm going to use my spatula to get all of that dough. And you want it not to be wet when you're putting these into the oven, but not too dry. So, dough out. And if you look, this is a little sticky, so it needs a little more flour. I have large farm eggs, so that is probably why mine is a little wetter than yours might be. If you have smaller eggs, they won't be so wet. Don't be afraid of that flour, look. Now, hands in, and you want your hands to be as clean as possible, as in you don't want the dough to stick. So, gentle knead. It's like the brown bread, look. You can see there's kind of a nice bounce to that dough, and you don't want to remove that bounce by pounding this dough. So I'm kind of moving it around here without pounding it down, and that's it. Done. A little more flour maybe. It feels a little wet today. This is the thing about baking. It's very much using your intuition, and the more you practice this, the more your intuition kicks in. So there it is, done. And I'm just going to cut that like this to get my scones. I'll cut the ends off. That's a little wet still, you can see. It'll make lovely scones, it's hard to cut. So there's one, get rid of those 2 pieces. There's one, There's one. Let's get rid of that, it's a bit small. There's one. Rustic scones are good. Rustic scones mean you made them yourself. There we go, and I'm just going to mix all those other bits that are left over back together. A little bit more flour. Don't be afraid of the flour in them. And 2 more. And so I got 3, 6, I got 10 scones out of that. And I'm going to use a little bit of this leftover flour. See that? And I'm just going to flour the bottom, tip out the rest. And then these go in, and they're not touching, but as I say, they're close enough to kiss, but not quite. So let's see, can I maneuver them better? This way maybe, this way, this way. We'll do 2 small. So it's kind of like a little game here. That one can sit there, that one can sit there. Here we go, here we go, and these 2. They will cook for 12 minutes. 12 minutes, 200 Celsius, preheated fan oven. Let's go. This is your dough cutter. You can use this actually to cut the scones if you want. I always forget, but this is the way to clean the surface. So you pull everything in together. You can use that to scrape the surface, it won't damage it. And then you put it all into your bowl. And suddenly, it doesn't look like you made scones. 9 minutes, 40 seconds that took. Okay, so visitor has arrived, but the scones are done. So I started these at 11:05 and it's not even 11:30 yet. So there you go,